popular vehicle is a Ford Escape or a Mazda Tribute. This is a 2006. If you do it yourself and want to do your front brakes, this is how. Of course, you take the front wheel off, and then you have your caliper. On the caliper, there's little covers where the bolts go. Just pop them out. Get an Allen 9 socket. If you pry on the outer part there, that'll push the caliper piston back in, give you a little bit more room to. You take this spring off. If you haven't done this stuff before, always take a real close look at it before you take anything apart so you can put it back the same way. Take the spring off with the screwdriver. The caliper should simply just slide back. Now you can see the piston in there is pushed out because the brakes are worn. So we have to collapse that piston back inside the caliper. They make tools to collapse the piston, which we usually use, but if you don't have them, you can use like either big channel locks or a C-clamp. Just squeeze it till it's all the way back in. Another way to do it is to leave the inner pad in, put it back on. You can take a screwdriver and stick it between the pad and the brake rotor and just pry it back with your screwdriver. Now we're going to change the rotors as well. So to change the rotors, you need to take the 19 bolts out and then take the caliper bracket off, and then we're ready to remove the rotor. Sometimes the rotors are on pretty tight, you just need to whack them and they'll come loose. Slide on the new rotor. Put your caliper bracket back on. Slide in the new brake pads. This one just slides into the caliper bracket. The inner one goes into the caliper. Then just use your Allen socket. Get those started before you put them on tight. Get them started by hand. Now we got to put this spring back in. It just slides right in place there. It's held on with tension. Part of it goes in those two holes, and the other part just has to slide over that bracket. That keeps tension on the brake pad. Put the little caps back over. As you can see on here, we washed this rotor before we put it on, so if yours has some oil on it, wash all that off before you put it on. Put the wheel back on and you're done. Something very important to remember now is to pump up the brake pedal. After you've done the front brakes and you've collapsed those pistons back into the caliper, the first time you go to step on the brake, there won't be any brake pedal. You'll have to step on the brake pedal a couple of times. Just keep pumping the brakes until the pedal feels good and firm again. If you don't do that, the first time you step on that pedal, you won't have any brakes. So if you go to pull out of your garage and you haven't pumped them up, you're liable to hit something. So very important, remember, after you've changed the front brake pads, pump up the brakes.